Look at that, it's a McDonald's. The video's already begun. Psych, this is actually an ad for my show tonight, which is in the Gold Coast. So go get your tickets, links below. That is tonight. Tonight, you understand, you dumb? I'm going to Melbourne next week, they'll understand. Please, no more. Oh, well, you know. Every crisis comes an opportunity. Before we get into the meat of today's subject. An apology is in order. In the previous McDonald's video, there was a lot of talk about pickles racing, or lack thereof, because I shut it down, and as such, I can't believe I'm saying this, elite rugby private school boys an apology. You truly are better than everybody else. You really understood that you needed to explain what that sport is, because apparently it is a sport of the elite, such as polo, rugby union, 10-pin bowling. No one knew what pickle racing was. I got so many of these comments. Pickle racing is pretty self-explanatory. No, it wasn't. I had no idea what it was. What the hell, Johnny? That's an intelligence litmus test. You should be able to fucking piece it together. What, did everyone seriously think, oh, what, I thought they were just genetically modifying them so they had little legs like horses? Well, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory. I still think that it should be put on the IQ test. What? What is pickle racing? Figure it out yourself, you idiots. However, should really stop abusing my own audience. As a result of the sheer confusion surrounding the controversy that is Picklegate, we will be bringing in a special guest to explain to everybody exactly what pickle racing is, but that's at the end of the show. In the middle, the meat between these two sandwiches, if you will, is a bunch of occupational health and safety hazards that really should have been reported to OH&S, but weren't until today. This is McDonald's staffers confess their sins, and let me tell you, without even looking at them, I can assure you they are mighty. You see? Look at this. First sentence. I would like to remain anonymous so they can't trace this convo back to me. Well, you're putting me in a hard position because I do investigative pieces publicly, and yet everybody wants me to take some fucking Hippocratic oath, but alright. We used to have this meat presser that was always causing the electricians to come in every other week. It had a tendency to emit an alarm for no reason. I think no reason should have been substituted for I'm 15 and probably shouldn't be trusted with heavy machinery. What? I pressed it! It's still making the sound! Teenage boy 2060. One day it beeps loudly as the meat finishes cooking. Isn't it supposed to make that sound? Every time I go into McDonald's, it just sounds like an emergency ER room. Give me 24 nuggets, stab! I go to put it away, the following conversation ensues. Hey, is that cooked? It looks done to me. Yeah. We can just say it's medium rare. Editor's note, they were talking about chicken. 1. Had a manager sniff coke in the roof storage area? Well, okay, allow me to one back at you. 1. Didn't know managers made enough to buy Coke. 2, had 2 homeless guys get into a knife fight over their coffee refills. Yeah, now there's 2 boys that can't afford Coke. Also, I do like how you've made this into a Christmas carol. 1 coked up manager, 2 homeless and 1 got stabbed, the other just sat down and drank his coffee. 3 had a drunk guy that wouldn't stop harassing and arguing with the manager about missing food he didn't pay for, so a guy in the line walked up and punched him in the face. Merry Christmas. Would it be amazing if it's that same homeless guy? Some of us are trying to drink our coffee in peace without causing a ruckus. The manager gave the guy his food for free for dealing with the rude customer. Gotta love Townsville. Yeah, that is a purely Townsville event. I know that if you go to any other McDonald's in Australia, they will give the guy causing the ruckus the food for free because it costs them like 3 cents and they charge you like $30 for it these days. But in Townsville, take his nuggets too, mate. Try and feed him to the dugongs down at the pier. We stored the box of cones under the front counter. Are you talking about ice cream cones or cones? And by cones, I think we all know what I mean. That's right, witch's hats. Which happen to also be near a drain, more often than I would like to remember. The front counter staff would find a live cockroach or 2 in the box. Oh, okay, so they're ice cream cones. There's still a couple of roaches in the picture, but everyone wins. Eventually, the management decided to get a plastic container to put the cones in for storage. However, the container ended up damaged, probably from getting dropped on the floor. Guess what? The cockroaches found their way back to the cones. Here's the kicker. None of the managers wanted to take responsibility for throwing out the cones, as reporting the waste made them look bad. so we continue to serve them. Look, I know that it's an easy punching bag, but McDonald's really is everything that's wrong with capitalism, isn't it? I'm gonna report those ice cream cones damaged. That's like $4 a product. I spent my life earning this badge, which entitles me to 30 cents an hour more. Just make hundreds of thousands of people sick. That's what we call in the business an externality. Old lady ordered a black coffee and specifically asked for it to be extra hot. Once she received it, she started complaining about how it was too hot. Okay, what else did you expect from a Friendly Geordies video talking about McDonald's? Oh yeah, it's Simpsons reference time. I want the hottest coffee you have. Dink. No, that's too hot. Once the manager came over to calm her down, she threw the coffee in my manager's face. Manager luckily didn't get any burns from it. Not luckily. Ronald McDonald has pretty deep pockets. It's pretty easy to sue. I'd go with the disfigured face. And that, kid, is why Grimace is purple. I used to work at Macca's. Thank you for following the prompt. Unlike you Hungry Jacks cunts that just wanted to chime in. Wait your turn. We're doing you literally next. That's going to be the next video. Put your Hungry Jack stories in this comment below. This one, not the last one. On one particular occasion, there was a man smoking ice in the drive-thru. The manager asked him to come into the store and wait for the police to arrive. You just gotta ask a meth head. Well, you're doing something illegal there, buddy. I think that we all know that you should wait for the cops. I forgot about their superhuman strength. Fuck. He politely agreed. Whoa, what a twist. And waited in the dining room for an hour and a half. Man, if that was me and I was high on meth, I'd be looking the whole time. Man, that kid's playground's looking mighty tempting, huh? Cops didn't show, and we let him go. Nicest meth user I've ever heard of. Oh, yeah, totally. But more importantly, guys, how could you let this down? Look, 661 likes. Oh, 5 off, boys. What the fuck? One night, a meth addict broke it. See, this is why the ABC has lost touch. Every time they reference meth, ice addiction, the craze ravaging rural Australia. And then you talk to anyone from rural Australia, ice addiction, the comedy craze sweeping rural Australia. Oh, this one time when I was working at Macca's, right, this fucking meth head broke into our place at night, took a piss in the fryer at 2:30 in the morning and left. That's how you get 2 free days off work. Place smelled like piss for a while afterwards. Oh, I thought they were forced to shut down because it smelled like piss. No, they kept going in spite of that. That's the McDonald's we all know. Finally, one for my fuck assery. Huge fan of that phrase, never heard of it before. And also, goat ram head boy. Where were you in this 661 fiasco, eh? It was the first month I was working at Macca's and finally got used to working at a decent pace using the deep fryers for chicken products. I was making a set of the apple pies in it when I accidentally dropped a pie box into the deep fryer. Without a second of hesitation, I stuck my hand palm deep into the fryer. Everyone that I know that has ever worked at Macca's always has a story of,
"Here's your taco, mister. Whoops, fell in the fryer. I'll get it out. Oh, oh!"
Why? Why is there always one 15-year-old boy? Meth heads are so dumb. My Nintendo Switch! Ow! Ow! My plastic glove ended up fusing to my now second-degree burned hand. Fuck, yours is way worse. Oh my god. Oh, fuck, I'd rather the alien on my face. I was told to wash it in cold water. Wouldn't that make it worse? It'd be like, the water does nothing. Few minutes and get back to work. Jesus. I ended up getting fired several months later due to me being in hospital for unrelated issues and forgetting to call in sick. It was a wild ride. Never work at Macca's. If you have any dignity left in your reach, that is no. I disagree. Work at Macca's, you become as jaded as this young man, and then write really funny comments. We had an order for a cheeseburger with no onions. Fuck me, I didn't even know they had fucking onions on it. I honestly thought that all they had on it was cheese. My co-worker decides just to give him onions anyway to toughen him up. And when I told him they could have an allergy, he's like, nah, they won't. 20 minutes later, they come back. So likely they went home, saw the onions and came back. And who would have guessed the 8-year-old kid is severely allergic to onions? Well, you're both right, aren't you? Because it did toughen him up. I worked at Macca's for over 4 years. Oh, and to all the international people, Macca's, yeah, that's what we call it, we're the exact opposite of Japan, where they don't have the exact consonants in their language to say it, so they always go like, our version of that, in true Australian style, is that we can say it, but we can't be fucked. 4 years of being a crew trainer at 16. What, you were a crew trainer at 12? Hey, Amanda, get back to fucking work. Abdul, how many times have I got to tell you? Chicken nuggets are a precious commodity. Treat them like they're Tarzos. Normal day of training after school until I asked my trainee to clean the ice cream machine, which, by the way, I already taught the bloke how to do. He gets the job done. I was proud of him. See, it's so weird coming out of a 12-year-old's mouth. That's my boy. This 34-year-old migrant. You've earned your penalty rates today, mate, but I'm not going to tell you what those are. I was proud of him until I realised he cleaned it with the fucking poo clean. Oh, which we just used to clean the biggest human snake on the planet. Look, he still even writes like he's 12. Poo? No, that's a naughty word. Abdul, you have to put it as a 0, otherwise the algorithm will detect it. I looked at him and told him he was never to speak of this day again, as we just contaminated thousands of McFlurries with more than just Oreos, and that is why McDonald's hired a 12-year-old to a senior position, because that is exactly what they're looking for in a team player. Well, that was fun. You know what else is going to be fun? The McDonald's when you can't find one, Hungry Jacks. What's that called to international viewers? Burger King. We used to call them Burger King, and then for whatever reason, the great West Australia divide payoff, instead of them becoming and segregating and being their own country, we thought, okay, all right, we'll call our Burger Kings fucking Hungry Jacks. You happy? And WA was like, no, I reckon we would have been a mad country, seeing as we've got one city the size of a town. It would have been shit. Anyway, that's what we're doing next. So, put your comments in the bottom, and also make sure you buy merch such as this shirt and this sick new hoodie that we have available at friendlyjordies.com, including these cool stickers. Some of it goes to an environmental charity. I don't know. Look, it's not about managers putting shit in an ice cream machine. Anyway, now it's off to our special feat guest appearance to illuminate everybody on exactly what pickle racing is.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think. G'day, diners. Dave from Dave's Dinners here. I got a rather strange request from someone called Friendly Geordie.
Is that lefty bloke, the bloody commie?
Right. Well, I don't get into politics on this channel. I might start Dave Goes Off, but this is strictly a food review channel. And today, he has requested that we do a pickle race. You know what that is? Move.
Something to do with, is that what they've got on SBS with like the MasterChef, the cooking channel?
No. Oh, there's only one pickle here. Well, we can't do a race, but we can still chuck it at the mirror to show everyone at home what a good old-fashioned pickle race would look like if you had to. But the gist of it is that you chuck it at the window like that and you watch it slide down, which it has not done. Anyway, if you like this, make sure you subscribe. I try and get out videos every week. It's getting hard at the moment because everything's tough during cost of living. That's a great metaphor for that, isn't it? Not really.